I think that's one of my new favorite songs. I just kind of sit here and want to dance to that. Hey, we want to welcome everybody to another exciting legal adventure in the world of legacy made clear with your friend of mine, Aaron Stringer from Red Rock Legal in St. George, Utah. Aaron, how you doing today?
I'm having a great day. Yeah, can't complain.
That's good. Did we take care of the big dog situation where that was attacking?
Yeah. Well, we got a tourniquet on him in the break, and he's doing fine. We'll
I'm
address it
so
later.
scared me there for a minute. So, today we want to talk about probate and can probate be contested by family members? And then I think we want to delve into another situation. Can an estate plan also be contested? Because we had a situation in our last podcast where one kid got more than the other two, and could they contest that? So let's start with probate. Can that be contested by family members?
Yeah, short answer is yes, certainly, and that's one of the reasons why where it's appropriate, we encourage getting a revocable living trust, which is a little bit more difficult to challenge, and I'll get that into that more in a second. Um, but yeah, so there could be a number of reasons to contest a probate. So if it's one, whether there's a will involved or not, if an estate is going through probate, um, it might be a situation where there is a will, but we're not sure if it's valid or not. And so that's one, actually, you look that up online. You'll see different celebrities sometimes are facing issues like that, where they might have created a will at one point, and then they wrote something on a napkin later on, which
Yeah.
is more valid. So that leads to years and years of litigation. So that's one form of contested probate. Another would be maybe there's no question about the will itself, but the person that's appointed, that executor or personal representative, maybe they're just not doing things right. And
Mhm.
so then a beneficiary steps in and says, hey, we don't like how you're handling this. And that would require the contested probate scenario as well. So those are, legitimate complaints and legitimate things to look over. Um, but again, largely can be avoided with just a better estate plan that just avoids probate in the first place to hopefully keep it out of court system.
Yeah, I think that's the main takeaway from this is that take steps so you don't have to go through probate. That is an
Yep.
absolute nightmare. And then contesting that, forget it.
Yeah.
You'll both be talking to St. Peter or some other person before that actually gets resolved.
Yeah.
It takes too long. So, what about estate plan? Now, in our last podcast, we had a scenario where we had three kids. One of them was just great. The other two were a little bit less than great, but I think I turned to them less than lackluster. So you can gauge your own frame of reference from that. But so the guy owned a business and he wanted to give the bulk of the business to the one good kid and just kind of, you know, give the other kids just a small percentage. Could they contest that even though it's in the estate plan?
So yeah, they can. That's one of the beautiful things about living in this country is we can sue anybody for anything, and that can include if there's one heir that feels like they were treated unfairly or that they have some cause to bring it up in court that they deserve more, or again that if things just aren't being handled correctly. So yes, you can contest it. The difference though between contesting like a revocable living trust versus just a will is that with the trust, it's just a much more robust document in itself. So the person, clearly it takes more time, takes more
Yeah.
effort, takes more thought to create the trust, a lot more instructions and information about how that individual wants their estate carried out, as opposed to a will that just doesn't have all that information typically. And so it's more difficult to oppose the trust just because that you have to really show that no, they didn't actually mean all this stuff
Yeah.
that they included in there. And so yeah, they can, but it's more difficult to contest a trust versus just a will.
So I have another question. So, and this is a real world scenario that actually happened to me. So, my parents set up a trust. I was named the executor because I was the oldest son,
Hmm.
and then had my brother. Well, after my parents passed, my brother tried to contest the fact that I was the executor. He felt that he should be the executor because even though I'm the eldest son, he'd been living with them for a couple of years. So he felt that he had a right to do that. Is that something that he could have contested?
You can, but I mean, that would be pretty hard to show, again, because they took the time to actually put you into the trust
Yeah.
as the primary executor, primary person in charge, the fiduciary there, and that takes an effort. So they made that step to put you as number one. And so there has to be some pretty compelling reasons why that should be reversed. Just
Yeah.
living with them, I don't know if that would do it. To me, that wouldn't.
The end of the story is that request was unsuccessful, and I remained the executor of the entire estate. I think he went to the attorney, and the attorney goes, you know, you just need to leave it as it is.
Good,
You don't want to make this any more messy. And that's exactly what happened. So
good.
you never know what's going to arise. Aaron, if somebody else has questions, how can we get a hold of you?
Yeah, please give me a call. Phone number is 435-817-9187. And email is often even quicker. If you shoot me an email at astringer@redclifflegal.com.
And be sure and check out his website, redclifflegal.com. Remember that Aaron has podcasts that you can watch, listen to, and share on YouTube and all the major podcast channels. I'd recommend that you also like and follow his Facebook page as well. So
Yeah.
I'll see you guys again next time with another exciting edition of Legacy Made Clear. We're going to go out on this cool music. See ya.